chat? Welcome to another stream. How y'all doing today? It's been a while. It has been quite a while. I think it's been a full week since the last time we streamed. Hello, Marsha. How's it going? Today is Monday, the 24th of May, and we are back for another stream. I might notice something different. Do you notice something different, chat? Let me say hi to everyone who's here. Preox is first today. Hello, hello. Nerum is here. Good to see you again. JJMC. Hello, hello. Marsha, of course. Codir says, looking like a stud on Muse Insta, bro. What's her Insta? I don't I don't have Instagram. Is it Mewtwo? Is that what her Instagram is? It is. Oh look, I'm hiding. I'm chilling out back here. But yeah, hung out with, oh, of course, I don't have Instagram, so I can't actually look at it. Hung out with True and Jordan and Juicebox Hero over the weekend. Went up to Portland to hang out with them, which was fun. We did a bunch of... I think like the easiest way to describe it is childish stuff. I don't know, we went to like a kids entertainment thing and like went to the zoo and I don't know, it was fun. Went to a bar for the first time in a year, which was fun, different, interesting. Feels good to be vaccinated. Damn. Fallen Cano says, yay, Andy streamed the night before my birthday. Well, happy early birthday, Fallen Cano. It's good to see you again. New shirt? No, not a new shirt. Nerum says cables? No, nothing to do with cables. What cables? What are you talking about? You mean back there? Back there? No, those aren't new either. Hey, what's up, D-Dells? Hello, hello. I'm not here, I'm there. Hey, thanks for the bits, Fallen Cano. Appreciate that. You're tan? No, that's not really new either. I've been tan for a bit. Hey, what's up, Jay Carey? Hello, hello. It's good to see you. And they had a feet mirror. It's true. Although I'm not sure it's supposed to be a feet mirror, but it's definitely... I mean... It is... It was on the ground, so I guess it was a feet mirror. And they remain socially distant. Kinda. We played darts, which was fun, at the bar. Because I went to a bar. Either shirty or did your hair? Nope, neither of those. The VM is gone? Nope, that's still there. I'm surprised you haven't noticed yet. It should be fairly obvious. There's something that's like very different about how my stream is set up. The zoo sounds like the best part. The zoo is alright. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of going to the zoo, but I tagged along. It was still kind of cool. The part about the zoo that I like the most are like the reptiles and amphibians, and they had neither of those in Portland. So, whoops, that's not what I want. Well, yeah, slightly different camera angle. No, not really. You got enough animals to deal with here. All right, but anyways, auto update day. So let's see what we've got going on today. You reversed your keywords. Yeah, we're gonna be programming like this today. That would be next level. But let's see what we've got on our auto update dashboard. I haven't looked at this at all, although I got my round of auto updates through, so that's done. This is non-zero, so we'll want to fix that. See, this looks more like the graph or the scale that I expect. Why do we lose a host here? That's weird. Let's zoom in on this chunk. We lost a host because this was at 0 for a period of time. And the reason that I expect this to be, slightly higher load today is I rotated the image on Saturday. One of those days. It looks like we have lots of runs in the queue right now. I rotated the Docker image, and so that'll cause everything to rebuild and essentially dump the cache. So, so what's different? You guys still haven't figured it out yet. No, it's not the iSatisfied command, Marcia. That's been there. That's been there a while. But anyway, this looks fine. Let's look at the queue timing. See how that fared, because I expect that to be slightly different. What's up, Steph MVP? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. No, it's nothing in the bot. It's nothing in the bot, Marsha. I see you looking at the commit history, but it's nothing in the bot. Let's put all those together. Looks like queue went up to 4 minutes here, but actually that's not bad. It's not terrible here. Got some errors in building. These are almost certainly the fuck is that thing called? Ansible lint. Something behind him? Yes, it is something behind me. I'll give you a hint there. It's not plushy. Pokemon? No. What are the 6 dots in the bottom right? 6 dots in the bottom right. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you mean these right here? No, that's just the Ubuntu dash. The dash is over here. It's not that. That's always been there. Maybe go full screen and move your big old head. Can I do this? Move my head? Well, I don't know that that's... I'm surprised you didn't notice. I feel like this is super obvious. that there's something different here. Yes, it's the chair. I have a different chair. I am now in... I have not moved. No, I'm still at this place. Green screen. No green screen. That would be great. Prove that you're really in your bedroom. So here we'll grab. Here, look. I'm really in my bedroom. I've interacted with the green screen. Is that what you want? Touch the plushies. Okay. There you go. But yeah, I have a new chair. It's not exactly a new chair. This is my work chair, but I guess more specifically, I got rid of my old chairs. So this is the only desk chair that I have now. So when I go to work, I bring my chair from this room into the other room, and when I come home from work, I bring this chair from the living room to here. Mostly, I'm trying to scale down the number of things that I have so that when I move, it's less of a pain in the ass. So that's what's up with that. That's why I've got a new chair. But yeah, it is a slightly different camera angle because the chair is slightly taller, so I'm right at the top of the screen instead of, you know, where I usually am. So also this chair like forces me to have better posture, so I will potentially have better posture during stream. Potentially. no guarantees there. Now I can see your nipples. It's true. Well, 2 of them. I can't see the 3rd one. Could have been staged. Yeah. But anyway, I think this looks pretty good. Failures. Yeah, I expect a certain number of failures in there. And the average success time is good. Yeah. So it seems pretty good. The other thing that we always check on... Oh, we gotta look at the dead letter. Stupid dead letter. Stupid dead letter. Just me. Here's the music kind of quiet. Literally 0. I'll bump it up in there. Oh, that's kind of a little loud. How about that? There we go. Oh, is the chatbot broken? Oh wait, you can't bonk in a reply. That's what it is. So this is what replies show up to the bot, so that's why it didn't work. All these crypto bot accounts, am I right? What do you mean? What do you mean, D-Delf? What's up, Art Literacy Story? Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm sure you can parse that? Yeah, probably, but nah, bro. I guess I can't tell you about... Never mind. There's a reason why I'm not gonna bother. Let's put it that way. Preox says, fun fact, I've never actually heard music on this stream. It's there. It's about half as loud as I am. Felix Morno, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you are doing well. You so secretive today? Oh. Hey, what's up, Celis? Says, so I tried light mode for an hour today just to spice things up. It was horrible. Light mode on what thing? Twitter? Twitch? YouTube? Google? Mac OS? I don't know. VS Code. Oh. Interesting. So you used like a light theme? Kind of like, but... So if I did... Uno, dos, three! Thank you for the resub. 5 months in a row and 7 total. It's good to see you again. Hopefully you're doing well. I have themes in here somewhere. Config baby? Theme? Well, theme.json. I don't know. Let's do this one. This one has right light in the name. Theme.json. Look at that. Look at that, chat. That's maybe not a good one. Like how I have Grubbox hard. .json. Do I have any other light themes? I don't know that I do. I have solarized light. What is that one? Solarized. Could be worse. What else do I have? Iceberg? What is iceberg? That one sounds cool. Iceberg. Oh, it's a very bluish one. I think the GitHub theme is a light theme. No, it is very much not a light theme. CM Griffin! Whoa! Thank you for the raid. How you doing, Mr. Sir? Let me give you a shout out. For those of you joining me, my name is Anthony. I primarily work on Python stuff. As my chat says, I maintain most of the Python community. It's not entirely true, but not entirely false. I maintain a bunch of things that you might have heard of, such as Flake8, PyTest, Talks, PyFlakes, pre-commit, PyCodeStyle, Dead Snakes, libsass Python, PyUpgrade, all repos. I don't know, a whole bunch of cool things. I maintain like 60 plus projects in Python that people use and are cool, I guess. I don't know. But today we are looking at pre-commit.ci's auto update, and I guess I'll show you pretty graphs. So if you're not familiar with pre-commit, pre-commit is a linter and code formatter framework that has a canceled build for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, well, this build will be retained for 731 days. Thanks. I don't know why this is the primary call to action. Like, who cares? But apparently the build's failing right now. Or it's probably just canceled because I queued a whole bunch of shit for Azure pipelines, so we'll let that rerun. But anyway, it's a multi-language linter code formatter framework that also integrates with GitHooks. The basic idea being you set up a config with checkers, fixers, code formatters, etc. And pre-commit knows how to... Ow. Oh, I just hit my knee. Oh, pre-commit knows how to install all those tools and run them against files in your repository. The big magic, the cool part about pre-commit is it knows how to install things. So you don't have to worry about installing all these tools. It just installs them for you. And what pre-commit.ci does, it takes the system and turns it into a continuous integration framework or form service framework. It takes the framework, turns it into a service. And the idea behind it being you don't have to set up any special configuration. You just have your pre-commit config that you're already using. It auto fixes your pull requests. So say, you're a drive-by contributor or someone drive-by contributes to your repository. They don't have the dev tools set up. Pre-commit.ci can just auto fix all your stuff for you. So you don't have to, hey, could you run the local dev tools for me? Nah, you don't worry about that. Pre-commit.ci just comes by and updates it for you. It's also much, much faster than other comparable free CI systems because it can do caching much, much better. And since it's purpose-built, it doesn't have all sorts of, wacky setup. It just goes. And yeah, caching. And the thing that I was talking about earlier is periodically it will auto-update your configuration to bump the versions of the tools in here. So that you get, up-to-date linters and code formatters. And this happens currently weekly, but you can schedule it weekly, monthly, or quarterly. And we look at this dashboard when that runs. And so this shark spike here is the auto-update queue running. And so it enqueues every single repository. There's currently about 1,900 repositories. And then that usually triggers a bunch of runs. So this is the corresponding, if we zoom in on this chunk here, this is the corresponding run queue that's triggered as a result of the auto-update PRs. And we tend to, look at these and analyze what happened. You can see the auto-scaling handled this pretty well. So things went well today, at least. But yeah, that's pre-commit.ci. That's the auto-update day, which is every Monday. So we take a look at this every Monday. And then if we zoom back out. Hello? How do we zoom back out? There we go. If we zoom back out, you'll see that there are some dead-lettered auto-updates, so we're going to have to take a look at those and see why things failed. They're probably banned GitHub users. That's what it usually is, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, what were you working on today, CM Griffing? My name is Anthony, and I write code! It's true, it's true. Just chilling making a tab counter bot from people comment on the number of... Oh man, I wanted to do that. Let me know how it goes, because I've wanted to build that exact same thing for my stream, because I frequently, like, when we were doing Advent of Code and porting stuff to different programming languages, we played a game where it was like, I'm not allowed to close any tabs while I'm searching for things. So like porting to PowerShell, I think took like 74 tabs or something, because PowerShell is actually really hard to write in any meaningful way. But that's really cool. Gilles Jabby Do says, I smell a lot of JSON. Oh, we were just playing around with my text editor and themes, because my text editor supports any VS Code theme. I mostly use this one, which is a modified version of the VS Code theme, so it's a very familiar one. But the reason that I use this one, or a modified version, is it highlights the headers of INI files, which I think looks way better than the default. The default one doesn't highlight these, so that's my customization to it. Hel Toto, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you are doing well. We're going to implement tab antics, meaning for bits or channel points, stream can shuffle or close browser tabs. That is very brave. Very, very brave. I was going to mention that pre-commit hasn't been showing as passed on its badges for a few hours. Fixed now. Oh, did that fix it? Hopefully this fixed it. We'll see. We'll see. Kazanga, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. What about GitLab? Maybe one day. Catherine says, you look tan. I am indeed. I've been biking outside. D-Down says, need to be able to set a keyword for your counter so it can be stream specific, but also generalized right now. Mewtru says, come move to Portland. How's it going, Mewtru? It's good to see you. I had a good time in Portland. We'll see, we'll see. I haven't really decided where I'm moving yet, but maybe Portland, we'll see. I think if I moved to Portland, I would want to buy instead of rent, because rent in Portland is just as expensive as it is here. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Ari? Hello, hello. Right, but we're looking at the dead letters today. These 5 messages that were unable to be processed by the auto-update queue. Sometimes these are due to bugs, sometimes they're due to banned users. So let us see what we have today. That looks like a banned user if I had to guess. Yep. Let's see if we can look at what they were, though. Install GitHub. Let's see what stuff they did before they got banned. Oh, they tried pretty hard here. At least on that repo. Let's see. I'm guessing these are all like pre-commit config.yaml doesn't exist. Oh shit, they were actually trying. Huh. Look at that. They were not smart enough to figure it out though. This one took longer. I wonder what that one was about. Expected array but got stir. Apparently didn't try very hard. Oh, this one actually ran though. It looks like it's a fork of one of my repos. Because these are the hooks that I configure. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I guess we can look at the config. So that's all the defaults. E92. Yeah, Flake8 typing. This is very much a me repository. I wonder where they copied it from. I don't know, but that was all they got running. Which, like, I expected a config map got stir. Well, they didn't manage to mine their Bitcoin, so get fucked. Okay, so that's 2 of them at least. The only reason these show up is because GitHub currently doesn't send. This looks like another spam account too. GitHub currently doesn't send deletion events for. They don't send deletion events for banned accounts. Okay, so this, they didn't get anything through. Okay. So we'll have to go through and delete those users. I should write them down. That was one of them. What was the other one that we had? DSU. And what are the others we got here? Docker file lint. This sounds familiar. This sounds like something that I built. My internet down? Nope, we're good. YouTube was lagging. Weird. This looks like a legitimate user. So what happened to Docker file lint? Is it just that they deleted the repository in the middle? No, it exists. I will have to look at the logs for that one. I don't know why that one failed. That one might be a bug. This looks like a legitimate user too. Yeah, this one's a real user, so what happened? Well, this one might be a bug. Hey, Odor PC base. This repository. Missing key rev. So their config is malformed. Why though? And in what world did their thing work? Yeah, they're definitely missing rev here. Breaking changes everywhere! Cool. Don't know why their shit's broken. But we should fix that. Okay, so there's at least a bug here. I don't know what the other bug is, though. Why do people get banned on GitHub, says Shivans? Almost all of them are trying to mine Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies using CI stuff. Yeah, mostly that. Hey, what's up, Simplex? Hello. Anthony roasting a banned user? I mean, yeah, they were trying to mine crypto, so sucks to suck, I guess. This isn't automated? Which thing? Banning the users or figuring out that they're banned? No. Dark Violin had no pre-commit API enable. Yeah, that's normal. That shouldn't crash though. It should still work. There's gotta be some clever way of determining whether a user exists anymore or not without just seeing your profile returns a 404. Yeah, there is. There is, but like, I'd rather GitHub just tell me that they're deleted instead of, you know, leaving my data in an inconsistent state. You're getting a notification every time someone messes up their config file? Kind of. It's supposed to validate that, but I guess it's not validating that. Yeah, maybe I'm missing validation in some spot. I don't know. We'll find out. Find out. Hey, what's up, Steve-O Bandito? Hello, hello. They were just bug bounty hunters. No, most of them are just shitty crypto people. Has anyone played Outer Worlds? I have not heard of Outer Worlds. Okay, let's copy this and see. Okay, those are the two users we need to delete. Let's do the deletions first before we get ahead of ourselves. Dynamo. Tables, installs, items, query. Oh, we have to actually find those users though. Okay, so you are this one. Yeah. And then we can delete. Yes. And that was the first user, and then we'll do this user. An organization? Huh. Interesting. Well, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Hey, what's up, the other server? Hello, hello. Anthbunk is back from his great adventure in Oregon. It's true, it's true. I just use foreign exchange for doing Bitcoin stuff. So, yeah. This is more like people abusing free services to run miners than anything else. DL says, did you go to the end of the Oregon Trail this weekend? I live less than a mile from one of the starts of it. I did not. I didn't know that was a thing to do. Octavius! Thank you for the resub at 6 months. That gets you a fancy new badge. Welcome back. It's good to see you. How you been? Okay, so we deleted those. We gotta look at the other two failures. The first is this pre-commit config, which is malformed, but it shouldn't crash. So let's just grab, I assume we can just grab this small chunk instead of the whole thing. Boom, 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 boom. Get the clone. Oh, we already have the updater. Cool. Get the bull prune. Test / handler test. Yes. Okay. Where's one where it does an update? Somewhere down here. Test. Does this work? We deleted those. Do that. This is where the actual smarts happens. So really what we should get is, oh, I could actually look at the stack trace. That's the other thing I can do here. Let's look at the stack traces first. That'll give us a hint on what we need to fix, even though I'm pretty sure it's just that it tries to grab this mismatches, maybe? Or this mismatches? No, that should be fine. Git config repos. This cures. This should be handled by this. Oh, you know what it is? I bet I bet that handles it fine, and then this errors. Yeah. Well, let's stop guessing and actually look, because we can just look. That is the magic of this. Should be in this last bunch. Hey, what's up, Shaz Robot? Hello. Promise me I'll never have to do electrical fields and castles after this final. Right-hand rule! Hey, what's up, Recursive Chat? Hello. Everyone knows when you're building a CRUD app, you'll need to remember Gauss's. Jikari says, you should write a script to delete dead letter for non-existent users. Yeah, I should also just, like... I'll probably add some code to just skip them in auto-update entirely. Because, like, we know we get 404s when we look at their user account, so, like... Okay, so Kira Rev in the commit message. Interesting. I don't know how it would have gotten that far. It should have been, like, no, earlier on. Auto-update. Yeah, it should have returned source immediately here. Oh, you know what? It probably migrated the config. No, their config is already migrated. Unless they have SHA in here? No. Yeah, I don't know what it did. Weird. Very weird. Very, very weird. Because in order to get to the commit, unless the commit message stuff happens too early. Yeah, I should have skipped right here. So that means auto update is changing the content somehow, even though the rev line is missing. That seems weird. That seems weird to me. What else would it possibly change? Rev is correct. Rev is correct. Don't know. Don't know. Oh, Adrian redeemed switch keyboard. Okay, alright. We can switch to keyboard. Almost flipped the chair, too. Alright. Let's move this out of the way. My desk is mostly set up from last time we did all the keyboard switching, so it's pretty easy for me to just stick you over there. Grab this. Plug it in. Boom. Boom. Oh yeah, Husky's garbage. Don't use Husky. I mean, it's fine. It just has a lot of like bad design decisions and borderline security issues. But anyway, there we go. Look quick. Ah. Okay, there you go. Boop-a-doop-doo. But yeah, we switched the keyboard. Hey, what's up, Groovepunk? Hello. You said MOT'd and MOT'd. Perfect. Is this Vim? No, it is Babby, God Acadio. If you want to convince my team to use your product, go for it. I have 0. I don't care. I don't care what your team uses. I just know that they would be happier using pre-commit than Husky. The other server said, I had a 100% AOC-like problem at work. Find periods of temperatures below freezing. A valid freezing point is greater than 3 days. A non-freezing period is greater than 5 days. Puzzle. I mean, data had to be parsed and all that. Oh, I see. Nice. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay, so why test auto update? Missing rev. Let's see if we just do this, what it does. Okay, that does what I expect, so that's not what it is. Let's grab their actual config. Raw. Put that in here. So this is actually going to update these, potentially. Well, it should error on this one. Oh! Oh! Right! It's gonna migrate it from GitHub to GitLab to GitHub. Fuck. I understand now. I understand. I see. I see. Alright. Oh, and you get to see more of my knee now because this chair is taller. There we go with the posture. it's already fucked. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. So we should really adjust this commit message function to not crash in that case. Yeah. So it should still send them an auto update. It'll just be partially invalid. Okay. Dev test. Oops. Commit message. Invalid config, missing rev. Excuse me. Github, PyZQA, Flake 8, yes. Expected equals pre-commit auto updates. Where's the like Flake 8 message? Somewhere in here. There we go. This is what we want. So even though the config is garbage, we can do a partial upgrade of it. So now we should have a failing test. Shes says, gotta run and do dinner and stuff. Of course we do, because I forgot to actually write the assertion. That's why you always want to make sure the test fails first before you fix it. So commit message, pre-commit auto update before after. Now I should have failing test. Okay, sick. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, I forgot. Repo. Should make sure that it fails in the way that we expect it to fail before then. There we go, repo. I was flying these times. Hard to imagine going somewhere by plane. I mean, I'm vaccinated, so I didn't really care so much. Everyone wore masks. It was full flight. The only thing that sucked about flying is just flying sucks, just in general. I'll give you an example of that. So on my flight there, The fucking lady 3 rows behind me, like, one, did not have self-awareness of the volume of her voice. What I mean is, like, you know, sometimes when you talk to people and they're just a loud person. They don't talk, they kind of yell all the time, even if they're not angry. They're just, like, always extremely loud. And this lady was one of those people. You also meet some of these people that they love to hear themselves talk, and they will just fill the air with their voice as much as possible. They will have a conversation with you, except it'll be 95% them and 5% you. And this lady was one of both of those people. So not only was she a loud talker, she was a continuous talker. And for the entire hour-and-a-half flight, this lady just babbled her fucking head off about all sorts of stuff. And, like, stuff that would, you know, I wouldn't talk about over a whisper. Like, I heard about the sex life of her fucking son, and I'm like, I literally don't care. Why are you broadcasting that to the entire plane? And the guy next to me almost, like, got really fucking close to losing his shit. Like, he just, like, started yelling. He's like, this is fucking bullshit. Why is this lady talking so much? And she didn't take a hint. But anyway, other than flying sucking, it was basically just flying, so. Yeah. Funk out. Oh, you changed the casing of your name. Oh boy, let's see how many times we'll have to bonk Marsha this stream because of her chair being taller. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. We'll see. Groupbunk says, do you use Control-C to switch between your editor and shell? How do you manage switching so fast? So, to exit my editor, it's Control-X. That just quits the editor. So, I don't know, I mostly just do that. Or if I have another tab, I'll switch between tabs using Alt and the number keys. That's mostly how those things go. All right, but anyway, we've got Rev here, so that's good. Or sorry, we have a key error here that we expect, so that's good. Didel says, flying sounds terrible. Really happy I'm doing that in 2 weeks. Man, just flying sucks in general. Java Virtual Machine says, bro, your screen is like hackers. I mean, it's terminals, I guess. If that's your definition of hacker, then there you go. Funkato says, I mean, I'd be like that too if there was someone like that on a plane. Yeah. Finally figured out how to fix uppercase in my display name. Cool. Okay. Auto update handler. Commit message. Yes. So there is the possibility that we change this here. We can do that. That's probably enough to make it pass. Probably the minimum change that we need. There should never be a case where we remove rev, so I think that's correct. I think that's good enough. Java Virtual Machine says, do you know Pygame? I have done a tiny amount of Pygame. I would not say that I know it. Hey, what's up, Keller Marku? Hello. Good to see you. Do you touch type? Kind of. for the most part. I cheat a little bit. But yeah, you could say I touch type. Of course, I mostly use these seven fingers. So the pinky and the ring finger kind of get left out of the game a little bit, but works out. Chris Jen says, I like bottoming out. I mean, you and me both. No, I bottom out on my keys, so yeah, I feel you. I'm surprised neither of us got bonked there. Did you also manage to have some time off of open source stuff? Or was it finally a real vacation? Well, let's find out if I did open source stuff over, over my break. I'm pretty sure I still did some stuff, yeah. Look at this nice auto-update line. Look at that. Yeah, I still got some stuff in here. A little bit less, but yeah. Still did some things. So rip-a-dippy me, I guess. I will do the honors, sir. Thank you, Preox. Fix commit message for malformed, but still modified configs. So that fixes one of them. What was the other one that we saw? So the other one was this. So that was the AIO thingy thing. This is the ban user, that's the ban user, that's the ban user. This is the other one that we saw. Unprocessable entity. I think this is because they deleted the repository in the middle of it, in the middle of the run. Which install GitHub? So I don't think, yeah, it's not listed here. So I think they intentionally, yeah, the repo's still there, but they removed it from pre-commit.ci. And so there's a race. There's like a there's like an hour race. Like if auto update kicks off, it enqueues all the repos, and if you delete your repo between the kickoff time and the time it runs, it'll not show up here. Tuesday evening says, what happened to your old keyboard, man? I need a thing for that, don't I? We switched because somebody spent channel points today. By somebody, it was Preox? No, it was Adrian. Adrian had me switch keyboards. Tuesday evening. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Wait, you've been here before. You know about the keyboard. Yeah, you weren't following. Well, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Okay. Wasn't me, I'm not rich, says Preox. Yeah, have you spent all your points gambling? Okay, so I think that means I can purge all... Oh, this is tricky. Oh, you know what we can do? We can just say... We know there's only one of these that we want to requeue, so we can just mark all the others as done. Which was it? Not that fun. Z's fun. Account name equals mbello. So we'll just if data this equals mbello. Mbello. They will get requeued. Owen KB Codes, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. You spend your points on important things. There you go. Funcat says, I'm trying to save my points for Time Racer. That was fun. Yeah, Time Racer is pretty good. Usually happens once or twice a stream. That should allow them to be requeued. Oh, right, we have to finish this. Bro, Kotlin is better than Python, you must switch. I've written some Kotlin. We'll just deploy straight to prod. But yeah, Kotlin's pretty nice. It finally has trailing commas, so. Last time I wrote Kotlin, it did not. I was not happy about it. But now that it does. Do I remember correctly that Kotlin has a mode where it can output just a C binary instead of JVM code? Or is that Swift that I'm thinking of? Am I wrong? I forget. Alright, so let us do this requeue. Pre-commit.ci AES, pre-commit, US profile equals prod. Scripts.requeue auto update. So that should get us our things there and requeue Impelo. Now, if we look at this, we should see. I think we should see. I wonder if it's the next day yet. Why not? We'll probably see one at 1800. Yeah. This is the Embelo. So presumably it made a pull request? Yes. And immediately crashed. Missing required key rev. Cool. The system works. It always did. They were just very optional. Hey, what's up, Snapshot? It's been a while. How are you doing? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. What were you working on today? What were you working on today? It always did. They were just very optional. No. Kotlin added trailing commas late in the game. They were not optional. They were added in 1.4. Which is literally August of last year. So they were not always there. Java Virtual Machine says, are you aware of competitive programming stuff? Yes. Although I don't really do it myself, other than advent of code to some extent. Every language should have trailing commas. I got this issue in SQL so often. R is even worse. It's okay for name function arguments, but not for lists. Wait, what? Wait, what? That sucks. I just accidentally clicked the Windows sound setting thing in the taskbar and set the volume from 6 to 32. Oh no. Snapshot says driving a truck. Ah, truck simulator. I see. Fun. Hey, what's up, Coder Snacks? I leveled up. This thing is semicolons? Yeah, no, commas. I've never heard of trailing commas. What is that? Can't Google much. So trailing commas are when you have a programming construct that allows you to have multiple arguments. And this little comma here is what's referred to as a trailing comma, in that, like, it's technically optional, but it's a good idea to have that. DEFCON Live, thank you for the host. Welcome. So yeah, and the reason for this, well, actually, I'll just link you some pre-existing posts on this topic. Add trailing comma. Multi-line method invocation style Y. The initial parenthesis is on the end of the line. Each argument is indented one level further than the function name. The last parameter, unless the call contains an unpacking, has a trailing comma. And this is only for old versions of Python. This is actually changed in newer versions of Python. Because there used to be specialized things with unpackings where the parser was just like, I don't know what you're doing. But this has the following benefits. First off, you avoid arbitrary indentation. But this is actually an extremely popular style in Python for some reasons. But the main reason is that it preserves blame and reduces merge conflicts. In the non-trailing comma, when you add an argument, you would have to modify both of the lines. Whereas if you have trailing commas, you only have to modify a single line. And yeah, this reduces merge conflicts and preserves git blame, which is great. This is the main reason. But yeah, this is a Python formatter tool that does all of these for you. And sometimes it removes trailing commas, which is fun. Yeah, you can put semicolons in Python, but it's discouraged because they're not really used for anything. I think competitive programming is a useful sport. I don't know that I would call it a sport. Maybe like an e-sport. Do I think it's useful? Not really. It's fun. I don't know that it's has a point beyond that. Lucas Morsco, thank you for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Like how JSON doesn't let you have trailing, but TypeScript does. Exactly, Coder Snacks. If JSON lets you have trailing commas and comments, it would be great. What's the meme where it's like utopia picture? That's world if JSON had trailing commas and comments. Do you know Gennady Korotkovic? I do not. Java Virtual Machine. It's useful if you want to dominate AOC. Yeah, there you go. That's true. It's true. Single quotes too. Yeah. Single quotes. Gotta have single quotes too. 100%. Google Code Jam. Yeah, I'm familiar with Google Code Jam. I did it 1 year. I didn't really enjoy it. Did it with a bunch of friends, but I didn't find it that fun, to be honest. But I'm not exactly the target audience. See, Google Code Jam, I feel like is like the super nerdy version of like AOC. AOC is a lot of fun. I feel like Google Code Jam is just like hard for not fun reasons, I guess. Still not use the fancy pronunciation of JSON. Kind of like how people say target for target. Indeed, Coder Snacks. Well, welcome to the stream. Because here we say funny stuff because I make weird noises with my mouth. It's just the way things go. Oh man, I had a real yell at the clouds moment today. Not just today. I finally figured out why this has been this way. So my work machine, I have a MacBook, and I have a monitor that is hooked up using USB-C. So not DisplayPort or any of that stuff. It's USB-C, a USB-C monitor. This is the first time I've had a USB-C monitor. And I learned an unfortunate thing about USB-C in that it knows which end of the cable that you unplug and replug. So I have it hooked up into my laptop and it goes into the back of the monitor. Interestingly, if you unplug it from the laptop and replug it into the laptop, it doesn't connect at all. But if I go to the other end of the cable, unplug it from the monitor and replug it into the monitor, it works 100% of the time. And this is completely reproducible. And it drives me fucking insane. There's no reason that a monitor should not work if you unplug it on a different end of the cable. Like, either end of the cable should work fine. Oh, but it's so fucking frustrating. Prax says, found another way I've caused myself grief with source structure. Yeah, this is why I don't bother with source structure. Like, I've just decided that I don't, I don't make the mistake that source layout prevents and save myself from all the other problems. Hey, what's up, Foodcat? Hello. Good to see you. The answer says, I sometimes get my virtual env into my coverage. Oh, yeah, that happens too. Unplug and replug always works. Not on this fucking cable. Vaughn says, God damn it, I just remembered the thing from the previous stream. Which thing? Oh. I know what you remembered. Hey, what's up? Hi, yo. Hello. Can you stop the cable ends? I tried that, Nurum. I tried that. I flipped the cable around, still the same thing. Like, it knows, somehow. It knows that I'm unplugging and plugging it from the monitor and not from the computer. Drives me fucking insane. Check the page. I know what Google Code Jam is about. Is there something else on this page that I should know about? Oh, this dude that's won like a whole bunch of years in a row? I see. Cool. That doesn't mean I know who they are. They have a Wikipedia page though. Oh god, this guy looks like a serial killer. Look at the eye on his look at these eyes he's giving you, like. I'm really good at code. I don't need to make fun of him. He's probably incredibly smart. Look at all the shit that he does. Anyway. I didn't know who that was. But anyway, I guess I know now. Cool. Coach Nick says, I had the same issue just a week ago. I didn't know the end you plugged in was the reason. Yeah, the other thing is USB-C knows the orientation you plug it into, which is fucked. You're doing so well with forgetting about catfisting. Yeah. The face says, so you think you're ready for a code review? Yeah. It looks like the stock photo for math student. Yeah, Nuclear Eagle Fox. That's yep, 100%. Okay. Oh, is this back to being green badge? Yeah, back to green badge. Cool. I don't know why. Well, I have an idea as to why Azure Pipelines was derpy. Okay, I'm gonna go fill up my water. I will be right back, and I'll see you in a bit. Hello, I'm back. Of course, I gotta show water, as we do. Good old VGA dead symbol stuff. Yeah, exactly. Alrighty then. So let's start with. Oh, I gotta push, of course. I always forget to push when I deploy. This is why I wanna move away from running the deploy scripts on my machine and doing them through GitHub Actions. That way I don't forget to do this all the time, because I feel like right now I just always forget, which is not great. I wish we'd coordinate a prank on the streamer, but they can always see Chan. Well, you could collude on the Discord if you really wanted to. If that's what you're into. Hey, what's up, Waylon Walker? Hello, welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, so oh, I guess there's one change that I had to talk about here. I had to revert some stuff in the worker, because it was causing issues with some repositories. The premature cancel stuff was not working well. It was prematurely canceling stuff that was not supposed to be canceled due to race conditions or whatever. So I backed that out. I might revisit it later, but also it didn't really optimize a case that I really cared about. So Ader's doesn't get him action scary. Yeah, exactly. In the server, I am concerned, but I don't know. I kind of trust their secret storage. At least it's easy to rotate, and it doesn't need that much permission. It needs lambda put and AMI create. Well, it needs to be one of them needs to put to lambda, and that's literally all it needs to do. The other one needs to run Packer, which requires a little bit more permissions. And set ASGs and all that other stuff, but other than that, it's not that complicated. Java Virtual Machine says, "Why don't you work at Google?" Man, I need to make an FAQ about this as well. I would not want to work at Google. Google, I feel like, is the place that you go to work. Is my microphone all fucked up? I feel like I'm really loud today. Let me check my sound settings. I usually double check this, but I didn't do it today. Yeah, what the fuck? Do you see this? I didn't touch this number. It's supposed to be at 72. And I always set it at 72. But for some reason, it creeps up to like 78. And when it's at 78, I'm way fucking louder. That's so obnoxious. I don't know what does this. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, I feel like working at Google is kind of the place that you go when you're, you got a family, you're okay being a cog in a machine, I guess. Google is big company. Also, you can get paid better other places. You don't have to work at Google. Yeah, I don't know. Ender says, "What is this keyboard, and what have you done with Anthony?" This is my other keyboard. If you do bang keyboard, it's still listed there. But there's a keyboard switch channel point redemption, and it was dinged today, so that's why we switched. Did you make a Teams, Discord, Zoom call? For which thing, Preox? Oh. No, you know what it is? Usually it's when I open Skype. But I didn't open Skype today. I don't know what it is. But there's some fucking piece of software that modifies that setting. And I want to figure out what it is and murder it because it's ridiculous. It's because you were talking bad about Google. Will Walker says, GitHub Actions are awesome. I have to use Azure DevOps to work, very similar, but so much less approachable. I actually prefer Azure DevOps because you can templatize jobs, which you can't do with GitHub Actions. But GitHub Actions and Azure DevOps are the same backend, but different front ends. It's really, I mean, the configuration experience for GitHub Actions is way better. But the, you know, the templatization of Azure DevOps is way worth it for me. Way worth it. Honestly, didn't even notice you were louder. Maybe that's why my headache was getting worse. I was just noticing I kept peaking my microphone, so now I'm less peaking my microphone, which is better. But now the music is loud. Turn that down. You can buy Git.com. Is it for sale? Probably like a bajillion dollars. Whoops, that's not the right button. $11,000 a month. And it increases over time. Weird ass premium domain squatters. Damn you! Download wares.com. Cool. I was gonna list Skype, but yeah, same dialogue that Teams uses unless they've changed it. Is pre-commit.ci already on Flash 2.0? You know what? I don't think it is. It is not. Shall we do that? That'll be an easy one. Upgrade requirements. What could go wrong? Can you use the GitHub Marketplace plugins on Azure DevOps? So, I guess that's a little bit different. So GitHub Marketplace plugins aren't... GitHub Marketplace is not necessarily GitHub Actions. But I think you're talking about GitHub Actions plugins. And in general, no. But you can write your own. Alright, what do we change here? Bump PyTest and adders, that makes sense. And we bump click to 8. Photography gets a bump. Flask bumped. Flash WTF bumped. Dangerous bumped. Ginger bumped. Markup safe bumped. Pigments upgraded. JWT upgraded. 3 transfer 6 0 3. Wow, everything bumped. I assume it's fine though. Let's do scripts VM, then we'll run the test, see what the test is. Zethrius, hello, hello. Is it my space heater or is it California that's hot today? I think it's actually not that hot today, but it's kind of hot in my room. Which I don't know why. Yeah, it's not that warm today. But it's really warm in my room. For whatever reason. Am I shiny today? Is that why? I guess I'm a little bit shiny. Happens, I guess. 11K in Google. What does that mean? Java virtual machine? There's music? Yeah, it's quiet. It's quiet music. Just kind of background music. Piltz Polar says I have a hatred for Python. What's your hatred about? Where is it rooted in? Because I don't really like Python either. Oh, I forgot to mute my dick sword. My bad. Whoops. What's your hatred for Python? Well, what do you got there? I've just always liked Node.js better. I don't think that's like if... Why do you hate chocolate? I love strawberry. Like, that makes no fucking sense. Like, why don't you like Python? Is the question. Not the opposite. Alright, the test passed, but that doesn't really tell us all that much. So we're gonna deploy this. Upgrade requirements. Yeah, I don't really like Python either, Steve Benny too. I think it's getting better as like more stuff gets typed. I like static. I like compilers that tell me when things are wrong. And it's too easy to not do that in Python. I mean, it's easy to do that in JavaScript and Ruby and PHP as well. I just don't like it. It's too simple for me to enjoy coding in it. Why would you want something that's not simple? Huh. I never known why, but I just don't like it. I think that's different than hating it. When you lead with I have a hatred for something, like I expect you to have a reason to not like it. It's like you might be overextending to be the word. Being contrary, I guess. Contrarian. What's wrong with simple? Time to start writing Rust. Yeah, there you go. I prefer to write all my code in assembly. Threading is in hard mode is better. Yeah. People like to suffer sometimes. Yeah, yeah. It was all hunky dory until they introduced that gosh darn match statement. Yeah, sure, that's what it is. All right, is it Control Shift N or Control Shift P, chat? We're gonna go with N. Yes. Sometimes I get it right. It feels good. Get my GitHub password. Paste. Okay, so we gotta test kind of two things. One, just make sure the website loads. And it does. Can we log in? Hello? And this to show up. This will test our CSRF, which is error. Why is master erroring? Oh, because we're still in this state. We should fix that. Oops. I don't know why I didn't revert this. Delete. Yes. Then add file. Compose. Frank says it's a fun day. 2 days of struggling learning with /source I've moved on. Nice. Guttersnack says, so you're one of those people who think it's not real coding if it's not ones and zeros. I just don't hate it. I just got into harder stuff first, so when I had to learn Python, I was like, I don't want to learn this because I could do the exact same thing in Node or Elixir so much easier. I mean, like, I don't know if that's a reason to not like something. It still seems like not not the right attitude. Like, I didn't want to do this because I was too lazy and knew how to do it in another language is different than I dislike something. But anyway. Okay, so I have to make sure that this token rotation works. So let's see, what is the first couple characters here? I2FD. Let's actually wait for this to finish. Why did that take so long? Yeah, why did that take so long? Where's the time in here? Pull image. Oh, Docker image. Got it. Got it. Why did I need to pull the image? Did I not test this in dev? Did I just deploy more than I thought I meant to deploy? Okay, prod is on E1C. Oh, I forgot to push on my other computer. God damn it. Well, let me get on my laptop and push on that. This is again why I need to push. I also have to mute. Well, it doesn't make any sense because I pushed there. It must just be that I didn't pull here. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So let's not deploy to prod. Alright, let's redeploy to the staging environment. Java Virtual Machine says, have you studied in college? So I learned programming before I went to school, but I also have a CS degree. But I already had a programming job before I started doing school. Chris just says, all good, use what you like, no one is judging. Indeed. No, Java Virtual Machine isn't the creator of the JVM. There's no way. I find the opposite when I write Python. Simplifies a lot of things that are complex in other languages. Yeah, I feel that as well. Savage Banana Such says, I use Arch, by the way, so I hate Ub. And I assume you're talking about Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Alright, Savage Banana Soup, that's a teach their own. If you like Arch, then fucking go for it. To each their own. Okay, so let's make sure that this is less broken now. Shulman says, how are you able to blur keys on the fly? This is a little bit of fancy CSS going on here. Pretty cool, huh? Jewel Narat, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. I don't actually care about showing this value, so we'll just show it here. But the way that it works is I have this blur 5px filter on here, which is pretty neato. But I wanted to test rotating this token, making sure that still works. Oh, I also have to click this button. Okay, rotate. This will test the SRF stuff. Oh, it's taking a while. Badge token has been updated. Cool. Now this should have a different value here. And it does. Look at that. It starts with an equal sign. Seems concerned. Oh, I probably copied the equal sign out of here. Yeah, never mind. It's good. Sick. Hey, what's up, Smurf Gamer? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, this should have a failure and a fix, and then a success. Okay, that seems fine. Most of the stuff that I would manually test. There goes Anthony again, testing a prod. It isn't prod, Preox. This isn't prod. I didn't break prod. We caught it before. We caught it before prod. We're good. Everything's fine. New keyboard, who it is, says Novaglow. Yeah, somebody redeemed. Well, somebody. Adrian DAA redeemed the channel points to have me switch keyboards today. That's what happened there. Lethal Air says, do you know if T-SQL works with Azure SQL Database? It depends if Azure SQL is backed by MS SQL or not. Built for the cloud. Built for the butt. What is it implemented with? Is it SQL Server or is it something else? I don't know. I don't know the answer. If it's SQL Server, then yeah. And that would be my guess. That would be my first guess as to what it is. Let's be clear, I was parodying with I use Arch, by the way. Oh yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand, Savage Banana Soup. I wasn't faulting you for it. The best part is I'm actually using Windows, so that one's less obvious that it's Windows. There you go, Windows. That's the real lulz. The Nova Glow says, "How was your mini vacation?" It was fine. It was fine. Transact SQL, T-SQL differences. Oh, cool. User says, "How can I run/implement scheduled jobs with Docker Compose and Kubernetes? Do I need a distributed task queue, or is there something like cron tab?" Yeah, there's a thing. What are they called? There's a thing in Kubernetes that allows you to do scheduled tasks. I don't remember what it's called, but there is a built-in thing for that. Someone says, "Oh, it's done in code. My thought was the blurring was done in the streaming app on the fly." Yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be really cool. I'm using OBS, but yeah, it's CSS. I pushed deployment up at work this morning, immediately flooded with errors from the message queues. Error was so weird, and I decided, checked myself, and asked if I should have changed the non-prod M values. Azure SQL supports a bunch of engines. Oh, cool. Why do you use Windows? I have a video that answers that question, so you can check that out there. Blangetta says, "Well, hopefully I won't miss much. My head is suddenly killing me, so I'm going to take a nap. I shall return soon. Enjoy the stream." Well, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully your head feels better. My neighbor is sawing. Great. I saw all day. Construction, and then sawing, and then never a dull moment. Okay, so we deployed to staging, and now we can deploy to prod. And now we're on the latest Flask and other things. Sounds cool. Is running a cron tab in a container a bad thing since it's kind of obvious, not obvious what's going on? Yeah, I would probably not do that, personally. Just because there are primitives in Kubernetes that do schedule tasks for you. And running a cron tab in a container means that you have to have the container running all the time, even though it's just like sleeping. So it's consuming resources, even though, or it's consuming resource allocations, not actually consuming the resources. But yeah, I don't think I'd trust cron in a container. I mean, it works. I've done it before as like a terrible hack because the scheduling system for Mesos was garbage. Looks like JJMC has link for you. Check that out. All right, so we upgraded that, but that's not what I wanted to work on. What I wanted to work on is getting skipping working properly for builds. So let's actually open up the Github issue. And I'm specifically starting with this first because this is a hurry up and wait task. I have a bunch of other stuff that I can work on while we're in the wait position of hurry up. But the idea is the skip flag doesn't actually skip the install of these tools, which is beneficial because Torch is way too large to be actually installed in pre-commit.ci. So I implemented this on the pre-commit side. So the pre-commit side is already ready, which it skips the installation for skipped hooks so that, you know, if you were to go I don't know, additional dependencies, utility I do not exist, and then I went to do pre-commit run all files. It's going to try and build this environment and crash. But I can do skip equals bye-bye. Actually, I'm not on the new enough version, I think, so this is going to fail. Yep. Pippo. Pip install pre-commit.ci upgrade. We have been... So now it'll just skip my pie instead of trying to install it and then failing. So this is a little bit of a lazier approach from pre-commit's side, which allows me to save some, or implement a feature for pre-commit.ci. But pre-commit.ci is not implemented, so I gotta do that first. Moving containers running all the time anyway. Don't shoot me. That's fine. What do you guys use for local development for Kates? I've used Minikube in the past. It's alright. I don't know. It would work, but like you said, you would need a lot of confidence the container doesn't recycle. Oh yeah, true. Like if your container died when it was supposed to fire a task, it would just not happen. Coder says, Anthony types like insanely fast with his keyboard compared to the other one. Yeah, I type a little bit faster on this keyboard. Oh yeah, the clears, they're so good, Preox. They're so good. They're so good. Okay, but I've mostly implemented all of this, and actually implemented and unimplemented this a few times on my laptop, but we're basically just gonna type it out again, so. Yeah, I really want to mod this Advantage 2 with clears. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Alright, so if I remember correctly, there is a needed builds function in here, and we need to adjust this to still clone, fake clone the repository for the skipped build. But we need to skip the installation. So we need a way to communicate the skips into here. Sample stir, and we need to pass that into the underlying task here. In data equals this. And then somewhere in this script, we need to figure out whether things are skipped or not. And I think we need to have some state here as to whether this is skipped, because we still need to derive clones, but not builds from those. So then we just need to do if not info done skipped. Yeah. So we still do the clone, but we don't do the build. So that's that part. The browns are nice, but they aren't that nice heavy clear feel. Yeah. William Walker says, I've got clears on my Poker 3. I've really been eyeing a 40% split with thumb clusters. Ooh. Fancy. Crack says, I've got my WASD keyboard off to the side with clears. Can't type in anymore. Hands just don't do flat anymore. Oh, I see. Well, this is my WASD, so it's pretty good. Hey, what's up, Vinit Kimmy? Hello. What are your views on this? Seems feasible to you. Is this the speed up the Python stuff? Yeah. I think this is completely doable. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, just look at PyPy, for instance. PyPy can take pure Python and make it 6 times faster. I think CPython could do double pretty easily. So, yeah, I think it's totally feasible. And now that Microsoft is pumping money into it, it is pretty likely to happen. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. Have you ever used it in prod? PyPy? Yes, I have. I have used PyPy in prod. And in fact, it was on a use case where PyPy made the code 32 times faster. So, it made an even bigger difference. Did I say skips up here? I think I want skip instead of skips. Yeah, so the job that it made 32x faster was this log processing thing. It basically pulled JSON off the wire, partitioned it out, and then put JSON back on the wire. So it was hugely CPU bound and pure Python CPU bound, and that's where PyPy does the best. is pure Python CPU bound stuff, and so it basically took that task and made it go super fast. PyPy go burr, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the other nice thing about it is like it was processing millions of lines, so it got JITted really quickly. PyPy 3, yeah, it was PyPy 3.6. I think it was 6.4 was the release. Oh, which reminds me, I need to upgrade PyPy. Remind me, chat, when we're deploying this and it's slow, remind me to upgrade PyPy. So I will do that in a bit. Build, install. No, we want the git-ems one. Not yet, Preox, not yet. Too soon. Too soon. Okay. Yeah, so this needs to have stir bool? Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah, so we need to record whether we are skipping here. Hook.ie in content skip. Then this no longer pairs. Ah, shit, I can't use that. Okay, then we just add skipped. Actually, before we do that, let's make a example here. So this is already skipped. We're gonna skip something else as well. Language, Python, additional dependencies, asynchronicity does not exist. Entry foo. Yeah. Hey, what's up? George Crennan. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. I'll forget that in the next 2 minutes. It's fine, it's fine. Was there any major follow-up on Guido's could shame tweet? I was surprised, but also appreciated that it got so much attention, stating what the fuck. Hey, what's up, Melky? Hello, hello. There was a follow-up by Guido. He gave a not apology as a follow-up. apologize. I did not intend to disrespect a specific offer. I only meant that this aspect of black style is not great for humans. I prefer it this way. Look at this ugly ass fucking code. Look at this abomination. Well, this is the peak boomer tweet that we got here. It saddens me to see an abomination like this in an otherwise nice academic paper, and then like this solid screenshot of a bunch of white space, and then he was mad about this specifically because he doesn't like the sad face because he's wrong. But then, yeah, I tweeted like, damn, dude, is this really how you want to represent the Python community? Delete this. And people, you know, receive that fairly well. As they should. Fuck, man. But yeah, there wasn't really much of a follow-up. But yeah, how you doing, Melky? Bow. How's it going? How's your Monday? How's your Monday? And skip took. Okay, so this should crash here, which is fine. And if we do skip equals foo, that should allow us to commit. What? We gotta upgrade these requirements too. The power's pretty damn good, not gonna lie. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Hamdi? Hello. Waylon says I liked your retweet. Which one? The reduced retweet? That one was spicy too. Cybergenic! How's it going? What happened to the split keyboard? It's right over here. But somebody redeemed the channel points redemption. And so we switched keyboards today. Oh. Did you already upgrade? Yeah, you are already upgraded. That means that we didn't do this thing. My computer screen cracked because Anthony just punched him. What the fuck, bro? That's funny. I'd rather not black at my code looking decent automatically, not worry about the minute details of forming by hand. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Now I can commit in demo. What? Unduplicate key hooks with value empty array. Original value empty array. Hello? With file. What? Oh. Sure shit. I don't know why it lets you do that. I'm glad it caught that. Okay, cool. But now we should be able to do... Actually, I gotta delete some images. And I will type my bad password. Alright, it's not Docker, it's Podman. I gotta delete this image. Oops, sudo-g PC runner. Podman. Just so it'll pull a new one. Alright, so run. Runner image latest demo. Okay, so this should currently crash. It's a Discaside 666. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. Yeah, here we go. So this is the same failure that we expected. That's good. And if we apply this patch, actually, we should probably run MyPy and everything first. Sure that we're up to date. But of course we're not, so that would have been great. 347. This needs this treatment. Okay. That should succeed. And of course it does. God damn it. Oh. What? This looks right. Mamdi says, do you agree that for a resume for a developer should not pass one page? Yeah, unless you've been in the industry for like 20 years, 15, 20 years. Should not be more than one page. Like mine's one page. Which means I have to cut a lot of content. Cybergenic says, rewrote most of my Discord bot code recently, and it works, but it feels kind of gross. Would merciful Python god Anthony's Azadilly have time to look at a certain section if I were to redeem some babbies? I would, next stream. But if you redeem it now, I will do it at a stream of your asking. I just kind of need some time in advance to take a look at it before I just kind of review it. I mean, I could review it live, but it would be easier for me to review it on another stream. I'll put it that way. Why don't I have a text? Oh no. Okay, so I haven't had these in a while. Oh, my dad just reminded me of these. They're so fucking good. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, these things. Oh fuck, they're so good. I had to stop buying them because I ate them so much. But these chili roasted pistachios, these are so fucking good. Like, so fucking good. My dad made bread with these, and that's gotta be so good. What are these ones? Try these ones. Barbecue. Yeah, I'm not a fan of barbecue. I wonder if they have other flavors. Wonderful pistachios. I've had these ones. I've had the classic ones. I'm not interested in shelled. That's so much work. I've had these ones. These ones are really good. The honey roasted ones. I've not had the barbecue ones. I mean, barbecue ones might be good. I haven't tried them. Barbecue's new flavor though. Oh, but they're so good. They're so fucking good. Dino says, you sound like my friends with wasabi peas like a decade ago. Oh my god, wasabi peas are good too. How do you make bread with them? I don't know. I wonder if did he send me a photo? I'll ask him. How did you do it? Question mark. We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. Customize your resume for the job. Respect the people digging through piles of resumes. Tell them why you want the job, why you're going to crush it, and what you bring to the job. No one customizes them, so it's an easy way to get to the top of the stack. That's really, if you really want the job. To be honest, Whale Longer, I don't think most people don't read resumes. They're looking for like top line bullet points, and customizing is a lot of work for not really that much benefit. I don't bother, and I know when I read resumes, I don't really look for much. Yeah. At this point, like, resumes are not a great signal for quality of a candidate. You're almost always looking for like first call screens will be much better. But yeah. Sargenic says, no worries. I think I ran into some issues that you haven't gone over in your YouTube, dealing with async generators and web scraping with Microsoft's new Playwright Python API. Yeah, I have not done any async on my YouTube stuff. Think it'd be some good YouTube comment? Yeah, it could be. It could be. Tell him Steve desperately wants to know about his bread. Does your dad watch the stream sometimes? I don't think my dad has ever watched the stream. My mom has watched a few streams, but I don't think my dad's ever watched. I feel like resumes are talking points more so than anything else. Yeah, yeah. But even then, like when I interview people, I don't read the resume. I don't have time for that. Okay, what the fuck? This feels like the same change I made on my other computer. And this change worked before. So what changed? What changed? Unless this is the wrong pre-commit version, that could be it. Oh yeah. It just took the old 3 months one. So I gotta delete all of these, I guess. Podman RMI-A. F. As fuck. Okay. So let's try that now. Oh, and then I need to delete the cache. And like those are situations that don't happen on the actual boxes because of post recycling. I'm doing things with mutable tags, mostly just for easy development debugging. Coder Snacks has highlighted their message, and it actually shows up on my terminal thing too, which is pretty cool. J-Kiv, how's it going? Good to see you again. How are you doing? What were you working on today, J-Kiv? Oh, sorry, J. Carey. I tabbed completely the wrong name. My bad. Hype. Bunny D. Who's Bunny D? Who's Bunny D, J-Kiv? How you doing? Hello. Stupid burps outside getting loud again, I see. What were we working on, J-Kiv? For those of you joining, we are working on pre-commit.ci. We are implementing this skip of failed builds, which is now working. It was not working before, but now it is working. I don't have any of my own read emotes. Oh, I see. That's legit. Oh, I guess I can click on the emote and it tells me whose channel it is. Bunny Dig. I don't know who that is. Cool. But I think this is correct. So now we get to the slow part. Well, first we run the tests. I don't think, oh, this did change things. Test scripts, build. I guess I can actually write a test for this. Yeah. So this is also supposed to have skip, empty list. Debugging some FPGA code from C. Whoa. F string read emote. Yeah, that would work. You can also just do times 6 if you want to golf that down a little shorter. Okay, so let's see if this causes us to go to 2 failed. Doesn't, because this one doesn't actually go through that. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, this is weird. Is this the same issue that I was debugging that other stream where I was like, I should fix this? Oh yeah. I've run into this so many times. I just haven't fixed it yet. I'd really finish this patch. Oh well, another day. Another day. Skip, empty list. That should reduce the number of fields, right? No? No? Why no? Warning! Oh, because we get a different output. Yeah. Skip to empty list, and then where's our expected value? There we go. So we should expect skipped false. And down here somewhere, we should also, all these have to have skipped false. Skipped false, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there should be one more down here. Skipped false. God damn it. Test main local repos. Yep. There we go. Okay, so that gets those passing. Let's write another test that actually skips something. Copy one of these tests, it's gonna be easier. Was it the flush one? Yeah, it was the flush one. It's useful to know assembly today. Do you think there are innovations on that front? No. I think it is useful to know for reasons that are not actually writing it. I don't think people should write new assembly. Just like I don't think people should write new C for the most part. Then again, guess what, chat? I made a new C project last week. Is it rename exchange? Yeah, I made a new C project. I know. I preach. I don't practice what I preach all the time. But to be honest, it's literally this one line of code. This is literally the only line of code that's actually relevant in this entire script. So it's just literally a wrapper around this syscall with this flag. I originally wrote it in Go, but didn't quite have this tiny part down. So I rewrote it in C. Yeah, so originally in Go, it was 1.36 megabytes, and after rewriting, it's 29.69 kilobytes, which is way smaller. Codex Fury Ninja, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. But yeah, this implements file exchange and folder exchange, which is not possible to do atomically otherwise. Imagine testing code, yeah. I love how fast you traverse the file. Yeah, I kind of know what's going on here. Okay, but this is the one we want to change. Test main skipped hook. Skip equals hook 1. So just to make this consistent and not lying, so I should say skip true. Cool. Use well skip builds for CI skipped hooks. Alright, now is the we did the hurry up, now we get to do the wait part. Scripts build AMI. That should build and deploy. our thingy thing. She kept says, been binging your YouTube sauce today. Nice, nice. Yeah, that was today's video. Cat says, I've returned from my unfortunately very quick nap. It only helped slightly. Well, at least it helped, right? At least it helped. Okay, so while that's running, we're going to take a look at two little pull requests. Well, one of them is teeny tiny. I probably could have just fixed for them. Okay, so this is adding Jenkins file. Oh, they added 2 tests here. Nice, nice. And a Jenkins extension. I don't think they should have removed this here. Oh man. Oh man. Why did they remove that one? Well, you know what? You know what we say on the Anthony Ryan's Code stream. You know what we say. What do we say? We say good code changed like a ghost. I didn't get the memo. Yeah, don't worry about it. So I need to make a video about it. Well, Cat says, true, true. At least I'm not going into my birthday with as bad of a migraine. Oh, shit. Oh, no. All right. It's your birthday. Wait. Did you tell me that? No, that was last stream. That was someone else was a day early on their birthday. That was last stream. That's not you. My brain's not quite going together. Coder Snack says, how do you come up with product ideas? Most of the things that I build are things that I'm just like, you know, I would want this. And then I go out and make it. So we're going to start by squashing these things. And how? How? How is there a conflict here? What? So how is the test fail? Weird. Maybe they fucked up the merge conflict. No. That looks fine. Okay, so I suspect if we add a foo.jenkins file that it's going to error. So we'll check that. It's everybody's birthday, that's why I'm confused. Indeed. 85 filters as your keyboard morphed into one, indeed. It did. What the fuck? Oh, I scrolled up. That was weird. Why did it scroll up so much? What happened there? Weird. Oh, you said at the beginning of the stream your birthday's tomorrow. I got you. I got you. That was this stream. Okay, that was you and this stream. Got it. Oh, man. I wonder how many people are watching actually following this code. I mean, some of the stuff that I'm doing is not that advanced, but you're right. There is... I do go rather quickly. But I think they regressed .jenkins file. Yeah, they did. They did indeed. So we will put it back. fix that. Codex Fury Ninja says, how did you get started contributing to open source? I look at all the new code I'd need to figure out and get intimidated. How did I get started, or how does one? Because we have a video getting started. Shit. Explains open source. Yeah, there we go. Check out this video. That contains my advice about getting started with open source. Yeah, I think, well, most, like, the TLDRs of the video is that most projects have things that need to be done to them that require no skill. And anyone can contribute to, so yeah. Hey, what's up, Black Box? Hello, hello. Good to see you. I don't follow it. I just appreciate that this is a thing being worked on. Yeah, I feel like part of, so the thing about programming streams for me, at least as a viewer, is sometimes I will watch the code, but most of the time I'm just there to, you know, hang out, vibe, talk and chat, chill, etc. Have nice voice on in the background, that sort of thing. But sometimes I'm there for the code. If you use Azure DevOps, why does the stream title say AWS? Do you use both? So pre-commit.ci itself is implemented in AWS. I use Azure DevOps to validate my open source software. I am not using Azure to host pre-commit.ci. But you can use Azure DevOps without hosting in Azure. You just use GitHub, which is what I do. Right. I believe that means that the good code has been changed like a ghost. Git push head-f. Gertherb, yes, indeed, coder. I love Azure DevOps. Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. So literally all this did is it added the name Jenkins and Jenkins file. Got it. I don't know why this is necessary, but seems fine. Approve. Yeah. Give me the high five, Maru. Now we wait. Now we wait. And we're still waiting over here. Still waiting over there. What was that? What was which thing? Maru? Or this? Which thing, Black Box? This is me deploying to staging. Oh, is that a kekif? Yeah, so anytime I post a shibit, it picks a kekif. FAQ GIF. There we go. Check that out. Check out my video. It's a user script. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sometimes it's not a cat. Sometimes it's a dog or a Pikachu. Should have been taking my money. Yeah, no, it's on GitHub too. The video shows you how to set it up if you want to do it yourself. Okay, merge this one. Oh, I wonder if my dad replied yet. Nope. Well, it's late for him, so he's probably gone to sleep. Oh well. Okay, check out master. Just realized PyTest has an entire second module library. Yeah, underscore PyTest is meant to be the private implementation detail. So yeah, that's why they are slightly different. But yeah, there is underscore PyTest. That's where we hide all the implementation details. Coder Snacks, thank you for the gift sub to Simplex. Appreciate that. Simplex gets a fancy new badge. So that's the third month of subdom that they have gotten. And normally I would give you a button, but I literally don't have any buttons on today. Coder says my dad went to the gas station, never came back. Oof. That's rough, buddy. Just take the entire shirt off. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be okay with Twitch. I'm sure nothing will go wrong with that. Okay, before I forget, we're gonna release this, which involves just changing this number. 2.2.6. And then do this. And then grabbing my PipePI password. PipePI. Yes. Paste. Pushing that up. Yeah. It's not that kind of stream. Just change the category to hot tub, but no hot tub. Yeah. That is a category now. Okay, so now that this is done, we want to validate stuff. So let's make sure that files changed nothing. Right, yeah, because this is intentionally not changed there. But if we go to the normal demo repo. Alright, so we want to make sure that everything still works normally. So let's do that first. Just trigger a auto fix here, which should happen almost instantly. Hello? Hello? Hey, that failure hurts good. That's what we expect. I was like, oh, failure, and then I was like, wait a minute, no, that's intended behavior. Okay. Good. I should get a pass. We do. It's good. Okay, so now let's test let's double check the actual behavior that we cared about for this entire change, which is if we skip wet and we do repo local hooks ID wet, name wet, entry wet, language Python, additional dependencies. Pull request. So this would have failed before, but now it should not. Gee, it's not language wet. Yeah, exactly. Where are those cores in the Mac? Behind you, on this side, over here. Boards over here. Mostly just chargers and shit. Let's see. Got this one, my phone charger. This one is my iPod charger. This one is a USB-C charger. This is for my watch. This is headphones. And this is for Nintendo 3DS. That's what all those are about. Okay, so this should have still passed with a skip, even though I wonder what this looks like. Oh, it just says cloned. Cool. And if we rerun that, what does it do? What do you do? Cached. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Makes sense though. But yeah, this looks perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So, all right, time to deploy that to prod. And we'll work on the other open source thing that I wanted to do. And prod git push origin head. Sick. All right, we'll let that go. Coder Snacks has set the MOTD to MOTD. Perfect, perfect. Did the music stop? It did. It did indeed. Neural, I have restarted it. Thank you for noticing. Wait, how do you set the MOTD? I accidentally set it to MOTD. You put whatever message you want in the box as you're sending that. And the bot will pick up on it and set it. But yeah, it's been set to MOTD 42 times, so... Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, there's no recursion. The bot doesn't listen to itself. That's an easy way to get banned. That's an easy way to get banned. Okay, we did the identify one. That's that. And I will reply this email once that's done. Alright, let's see. So, Pipegrade got upgraded, hit a bunch of repositories today. We found a bug in list comprehension rewrites. So Marco fixed this, in theory. Hey, there you go, Coder Snacks. I still don't know why Twitch displays my name weirdly. It's because they have, what is it called? Lith? Oh, there's a fancy word for it, and it's really slipping my brain. Tip of the tongue right now. It's popular in fonts. Ligatures! That's what it is, ligatures, yeah. So, a common ligature is in hexadecimal characters. If you have OX something something something, it puts the X in the middle like it's a multiplication. Oh, actually, I think they're just doing multiplication. Like, if you do 4x4, 4 times 4, it's ligaturing the X to be a multiplication symbol. Because apparently that's something that people would want. But okay, so this just looks for a comma and deletes it. Cool, that looks fine. Hit remove comma. Remove comma. Check. This looks great. Thanks for fixing this. Meow. Foop. Maybe they'll close the comment. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect. So that should have closed an issue. Down to 10. Cool. Sick. Dope. Alright. Pi upgrade. .18.2 to 2.18.3. And we get the pass for this and paste. Push origin head tags. Like I'm when you do 21st and makes the ST into a superscript? Not quite. So in that it's actually changing the characters. Ligatures are a way to render the font differently, but the actual backing characters are the same. Skrrr2. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, there's quite a few ligatures in there. Coder says ls-l is greater than ls. Yeah, but my muscle memory is for just ls, so it happens. It happens, it happens, it happens, it happens. It fax though? What's the difference? I don't know. Hey, what's up, Sage Page? Hello, hello. Skrrr says, what are you working on? We actually just finished most of the things that I wanted to do today. Which, yeah, it's auto update day, so we looked at graphs. Then we fixed skip for builds. We also upgraded Flask for the website. And then we did an identify, pull request, merge, and release. And we just did a PyUpgrade merge and release. And this is deploying. Once this deploys, I can close this other issue. Let me actually look at our little to-do here and see if there's other stuff we can do. That's a lot of work. This is a lot of work. I've been putting this off for a while. I don't know the answer to this, and it's annoying to check this because I need to make another account, and I have so many accounts. I don't want to make another account. Ugh. This one's easy to do, but I don't know that it's valuable. This one is hard to do and only saves me several pennies, so I'm not going to bother. This one's a lot of work. This one might be done. And this one's a lot of work. So we're probably not going to pick up anything else from here today. So we're just going to wait for this to deploy. And yeah, it'll be, I guess, a little shorter stream today. RIP stream, yeah. Oh, you lost the stream. Yeah, it's probably your side. I haven't dropped any frames. It's not me. It's not me this time. Somehow. Somehow not me. Is this done yet? 50% refreshed. Oh, bye-bye thing. Neurum. Oh. Exactly. See, I told you I would forget. That's what chat's here for. Why do I have so much shit in my workspace? Alright, what's t.py? What are you? Oh yeah. That weird CPython bug. T.sh, what are you? Oh, you're a bisect script. Nice. What's t2.sh? Another bisect script. Okay. And we got a PyCache directory. Where's Muppet? That's where PyPy lives. Oh, we have a to-do file in here too. What are you? Oh, bash completion. Alright, this is deployed and done. Cool. So now I can, wait, no. One thing at a time, Anthony. Do the PyPy thing first. Get grep PyPy. Oh, I'm actually quite behind. I'm 2 versions behind. PyPy. Downloads. You download both of them and then get their checksums and then put them into place. Okay. 7.3.3 replaces with 7.3.5 and checksums. And deletion. Run puppets and hopefully it converges. Bad password. Is it PyPy or PyP? Check out that first video. And that will answer that for you. Okay, so deleted the old ones, downloaded the new ones. In theory, after this, I should be able to run PyPy version, and it should give me a new one. Josh Finney says, what happened to your split keyboard? It's right here. Chat redeemed channel points, so I switched keyboards today. There's a special reward that lets people force me to switch keyboards. Version. Oh, it doesn't change anything for PyPy. Yep, 735. Cool. Cool. Ouch. It's fine. This keyboard's fine. I need to mine these points faster. I want to see another type racer. Yeah. Yeah. If only there were a way to mine them faster. I guess, like, multi... or higher tier sub is, I think, the only way to mine them faster. And bet on channel points. Bet well on channel points. Which I didn't do any predictions this stream, so... rip that, I guess. Okay, so we upgraded PyPy. Cool. Then I want to reply to this issue. This is implemented now. We should be able to use CI skip to avoid problematic builds such as Ansible or Torch. Coder Snacks! Oh, you upgraded your sub. You upgraded your sub, Coder Snacks. Oh shit. Thank you for the subscription at tier 2. Oh, you got it. All right, there's little star badge there too. So now everyone in chat knows you're a simp. No, but I appreciate it. I also get better rates on tier 2 subs because I'm a partner, so they're even better for me. Simple to know, you should be able to use CI skip to avoid problematic builds / Ansible or Torch. Thanks again for the issue. Boop. Packet. What is packet? Seems like related bot. Zool. Oh, I know what Zool is. These are they're Red Hat peeps. Cool. But yeah. Oh, that gets me actually caught up on open source stuff, which is neato. And yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of our stream for today. Zool not cool. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Let me do my little spiel, and we'll find another channel to raid. My name is Anthony. I upload my previous content to YouTube, and that is youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode. I also upload my previous streams there and educational content, so check these out. If you're gonna watch one video of mine, watch this one. This is the most recent, like, big real cool video, which talks about things that are new in Python 3.10, so you can check out all the new features and learn about what's to come, so that you can start taking advantage of new stuff as well. So check that video out. I normally stream on Monday evenings and Saturday at noon in my time, but sometimes I'll stream throughout the week at other times. But I announce my streams in 2 places. One of those is twitter.com/AnthonyWritesCode. And the other is the Discord, which is a cool place to come hang out if you want to. It's pretty nice. There's a beginner's channel if you want to ask questions about programming. Well, there's, memes, food, animals, other stuff as well, if you want to hang out. There's also my favorite channel, which is Yell at the Clouds. If you're mad about literally anything, you just go in there and you can scream. No rules, just scream. It's fine. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and let's go find someone to raid.